Hey guys, welcome to the Canada Puck Podcast, your weekly recap of what's going on in the world of sports, specifically with hockey, specifically in Canada, and specifically on the internet. That makes sense. I'm your co-host, Mick. You can find me on Twitter at ProfitMick, and I'm joined every episode by my lovely and talented co-host,
Grant.
Nice.
On Twitter at Fourth Line Sports. I think I nailed the angle on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very well.
Specifically nailed the angle. Specifically Grant. Here we go.
Hey-o.
It's kind of hard to believe. We're already kind of at the tail end of November. We got maybe 4 podcasts in us before Christmas, and then who knows what happens in the new year. I don't even know what's going to happen next week, but
yeah, it's best not to look ahead at those things. So, but usually my interest in hockey peaks after New Year's, so just got to keep trugging along, trying to make something of myself here for the next couple of weeks, and we'll be all right.
But there are the Olympics, and I feel like there's always a drop-off after the Olympics. Well, 2016 notwithstanding.
Yeah.
2018 notwithstanding. And that is like, there's just this like valley of, I don't want to watch crappy NHL hockey. I just want to watch Olympic hockey. We're going to have to get through it together, bud.
Yeah, that is not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that at all. But if you are new to the podcast, welcome. If you're old and familiar with us, I'm sorry. What we're going to do is run through some headlines around the leagues, specifically Canadian teams, give you a little bit of fantasy advice, gambling advice, and we have other stuff at the end of the show. We'll see what happens. We do this, league. All right. So we like to start at the bottom, work our way up. That means the first team we have to talk about is the COVID Senators at 30th in the league. They're only better than Arizona and the Kraken, which is how a franchise or a expansion team should be playing, is just absolutely crappy. Vegas, come on.
Yeah, I feel like they ruined the standard for new expansion teams. Luckily, I don't think we're going to get any more expansion teams. But it was a bar that the Seattle Kraken were never going to reach. Nevertheless, we are here to talk about the COVID Sens. I don't really have anything to add. All their games were canceled.
Yeah, that's a hard pass to me, but right up to 29th with the Montreal Canadiens. La Belle Provence, Les Habitants. Don't worry, guys. The Nordiques are coming, so you don't have to suffer with this terrible team anymore.
Okay, well, that brings up, are we going to play this hypothetical game of which NHL franchise ends up in Quebec City? Should we do that before we get to Montreal? You just give me you get 2 words. Give me the team name that is going to Quebec City.
The Arizona Coyotes.
I was going to say Florida Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
But you're probably right with Arizona because they're an absolute disaster.
They don't have an arena. Like, they don't have an arena for next year. Like, if anyone has an arena in some city, like, you could have the Coyotes. I don't know why you'd want them, but
yeah. Well, Quebec will take what they can get. Beggars can't be choosers. When you're stuck being a half Habs fan for the last 30 years, you'll settle for the Coyotes. However, I don't have a lot to say about Montreal either. We can say, oh, poor them. They're in a bad spot, but no, this is self-inflicted positioning. So get your shit together, Montreal. You look terrible on the ice. Samuel Montembeault going to be your starting goalie on Saturday Night Hockey. That tells you everything you need to know about the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, it's not a good look, not what you want. But we can make a big jump, so they must have maybe won a game at some point. Because last time I looked, they were also kind of nestled in there at 28th. The Vancouver Canucks, big giant leap over the Islanders and the Blackhawks for 26th overall.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head at the dog that's now eating my sunglasses, and it's like, that's just gonna happen, I guess. So
I saw your lips moving. I was like, oh man, technical issues again. But no, quick old mute button. I see what happened.
Yeah. So yeah, Vancouver, they suck. They keep sucking.
They're not as. I mean, they do suck. Then let's not diminish this. Everybody knows my stance on the Vancouver Canucks for 6 weeks in the season. I've said enough. There's green sprouts. Well, I will call them green sprouts for the Vancouver Canucks, and that is they are starting to trend in the right direction. You saw them win last night against Winnipeg Jets, that felt to me more like it was a Winnipeg loss than a Vancouver win, though. And that is Winnipeg's playing 3 games in 4 nights, 2 of which came against the Oilers. They're traveling. So it's just like if Vancouver didn't win in that spot, like somebody was getting fired. And I think it's just a matter of time before we get there. But if you look at their top line production, if you look at not even just top line, if you look at the people who are supposed to be producing, they only produce on the power play. And that's not a sustainable way of winning games. Like Elias Pettersson, I think he has 2 5-on-5 points this year, maybe 3. Like, fuck off, man. Petey, get your shit together. All you need to do is score a 5-on-5 to give this team a chance to win, and he can't do it. So, long season or long nights ahead for the Vancouver Canucks unless there's big changes.
There you go. I could not agree more, and we're just going to keep scrolling. We're going to scroll. Oh, right into the top 10. How cute is that? So at number 10, the aforementioned Winnipeg Jets. What's going on with Winnipeg?
Winnipeg actually deserves some credit. I did this a little bit last week, but they have been playing well. Yep. You saw that on, Tuesday, Thursday against the Oilers. So they beat them on home ice, very convincingly beat them on home ice, and then they give them more than they can the Oilers more than they can handle on the second night of the home and home series. Then they travel to Vancouver for Friday night. All things considered, their metrics are working in their favor. I didn't think they were going to be able to turn things around, not without back end changes along the back end, but surprisingly, their 5-on-5 metrics are pretty good. And if they can sustain this level of play, then they're going to be an exciting team to watch. And timing-wise, like we've talked about, there's always peaks and valleys in the season. I feel like one of the trends I've noticed is there's like a January lull. And so that's one thing that I'm going to be looking for from the Winnipeg Jets. If they have that January lull leading into the Olympic break, that's going to be kind of this cue for me that they're going to start picking it up at the right time. And that's probably the time to get on them on the futures market. But that's getting way ahead of ourselves. I don't even know. Are they playing tonight? They wouldn't be playing tonight. Yeah. They just played last night.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jets, you have won me back, at least temporarily.
Nice. Well, let's keep it up, Winnipeg. Let's keep it up. And then up to the 7th, we get the Calgary Flames, who are, how we call them, the most boring team, bottom of our standings. And man, they are proving us wrong. They're scoring. They're playing, looks like above average hockey and making everyone their bitch.
Road bitches.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about the Flames, and I talked about this earlier this week, is there's a disconnect between their metrics and output, especially on the road. And that is they get outplayed substantially on the road, but they still have, I think, one of the best points percentage in the league. They had a midweek before the Buffalo Sabre game. They were sitting at a 700 points percentage. They won that game without even breaking a sweat. So Calgary is playing well. I don't know if this is correction from last season where they underachieved relative to metrics kind of from start to finish, but they can't sustain this level of play. So ride them while they're hot, but they are going to cool off.
Yeah, that's fair. I might be against them later on in the show, wink. On to the Oilers at 5th.
They kind of faltered maybe this week, and It seemed a little inevitable, especially with the schedule being what it was. They were kind of on this road trip after road trip type scenario. But their biggest issues are now injuries. I don't know if you saw the news. Darnell Nurse is out. Slater Cuckoo is out. So that is gonna
slow
you
down.
Can't replace. Yeah. Nurse played 30-plus minutes against the Jets on Thursday night, and you can't replace that with William Lagesson. They also called up, I think it was Philip Broberg, their 2019 first round selection. So it's going to be like a young, inexperienced blue line. Now that you have Lagesson, you're looking at Bouchard, you're looking at more minutes from Philip Broberg. I hate to say this. I hate that I have to say this out loud, but Duncan Keith, Like the Jesus look has built over the last 2 years with this flowy hair. It's appropriate. This is the perfect metaphor the Oilers need right now. We need a Jesus on the back end. And I'm gonna say it, Duncan Keith fits the bill, man. He is Jesus 2.0, and that is upgraded Jesus. And now, thankfully, he's an Edmonton Oilers, so go Oilers.
Go Oilers. Go Oilers. Now let's jump up one spot to talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs, who have just won 5 games in a row. They're 10 in their last 11. Things have kind of normalized. The big guys are playing. They're getting depth scoring. How are they going to sign Jack Campbell? All is happy in Leafs land. The one thing I wanted to kind of almost clump these together because I wanted to appreciate this. So, I mean, I'm wearing a Leafs hat. I got my Oilers jersey on. And I just want us all to take that second to just appreciate as fans of potentially these fan bases. If you're not, then you can tune out for the next 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Asset management. The fact that the Connor McDavid, the Draisaitl's, the Pujarvi, the Nurse, maybe the Pujarvi to a lesser extent, the McDavid or the Marners, the Matthews, the Rileys, the Nylanders, these were all drafted. They've all been cultivated. They're all above average players for the most part. Maybe Pujarvi. I mean, he's serviceable, right, for kind of his role, what he plays. And the fact that these two franchises haven't screwed that up when you see so many other teams around the league, look at the Buffalo Sabres, like how they've just kind of ran that team ragged. What the Blue Jackets, how they've just kind of taken these riches that they've had at some positions and just basically thrown them away, right? Terrible trades. Asset management. Let's just appreciate that there are some pretty good hockey players we just talked about in that collection there, right? In that top 5, like we're talking like top 30, top 40 players in the whole league. In those 7 guys on these 2 teams that these teams have kept and grown and cultivated, and that's something to be appreciative. So I'm appreciated. I'm giving thanks for no reason. Maybe I should have saved this for next week. It might have been a better segue, but let's live and learn. So that's I'm appreciative of these franchises for just how well they've kept their assets together.
I wish that I was better at the internet, because if I was, then I would have been able to put like a couple of like an Edmonton Oilers dong here and like a Toronto Maple Leafs dong here, and we could have made it the internet. We could have been internet famous at least for a moment in time. But you're right. I feel like the Oilers don't really get to brag about asset management because they had it so.
Yeah.
They did such a poor job of it leading up until Ken Holland, but Ken Holland does have them pointed in the right direction. And I would say that the biggest victory that the Oilers had was not trading away Puljujärvi when he was pissed off and playing in Finland. And good for Holland for that. But the Toronto Maple Leafs, we can't just gloss over this 10-1-0 record over their last 11. And it's kind of poetic. I feel like the hockey season just plays out in poetic ways this year, or sometimes. And that is, this season, the Leafs got absolutely shit kicked by the Penguins 7-1 on Saturday, end of October. I think it was the second Saturday of the season. Now we're back full circle. Leafs playing Pens tonight. I think that it's going to be a fun, entertaining game. But it seems kind of like it's the Leafs' revenge spot. Yeah. And I love that, we're starting to see them live up to their metrics. But the sad thing is that they're still on the other side of their metrics. And that is they haven't lived up to the expected values. Mm-hmm. Similarly, the Pittsburgh Penguins have obviously been dealing with COVID. That's impacted their production a little bit. They're also kind of on the progression radar. So I'm expecting some fireworks tonight.
Yeah, no, I agree. And yeah, great point. It is kind of nice, little full circle, and come a long ways, because what they would have been 10, 11. So at some point they were 2-4?
2-4-1, I think.
2-4-1. And look at that. Winning cures all, though, like all those big trades, they got rid of Marner, which was obviously a smart decision. That's what the fan base was calling for. Dubas got fired like months ago at this point, right? And, they've really just solidified everything. Like Austin Matthews, I don't even know who that is. Like, that guy doesn't... Glad they made all those wholesale changes, right? Like, they suck, obviously, so...
Throwing shade like only Mick can throw.
That's it. Suck it, internet. But that was it. That was our quick abridged version of headlines. So we got through that quickly. FanDuel. Let's look at FanDuel. But before we do, as Grant always likes to point out, because I'm always like pushing ahead, and I'm like, let's get to it. Grant says we have to like brag sometimes because we do nice work some days. How'd you do last week?
You know what? I'm just pulling it up here. I got to cycle through a few things. I didn't do so well. I lost 544. And you know what the misfire was? It was Dadanov. Dadanov had 42.1 FanDuel fantasy points last week. And here we are fighting the internets or the universe's signs. We're like, no, let's not force this.
Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes you just got to spit on it and force it.
Mm-hmm.
And it cost me. I got nothing to brag about. 736 out of 1190, and then 44.33 out of 670.03. Not a great look. I think it was the Leafs that let me down. I had Matthews, and that was a low-scoring game. Just pull it up here. But I have a feeling that you got something a little funner to talk about.
Boop, boop. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. I just played a 50-50. I got second. 203 points, which ain't bad. I got Yari Saros, was obviously kind of a big hit. Dubois, not terrible. Pectorangelo, that guy is absolutely just a beauty. 30 points from a defensive right there. Probably worth it. Like, if you're building a lineup. I don't think I got him in mine today. We're going to find out. But I really like him. He's been kind of my anchor for the last 2 weeks. Really like that. Duchesne, not too shabby. Drake Batherson with 53.8 points. He was the top point getter in all of FanDuel. And had you listened to me, I told you, he just is one of those guys that likes to go off a little bit. And then Dylan Larkin was my Detroit Red Wing that I hit. So I wonder if I picked a Detroit Red Wing this time. Because I think I hit Bertuzzi 2 weeks ago. Larkin last week. Those they don't do a lot, those Red Wings. But apparently I can tell when one's going to score a goal. I can smell it, taste it in the water.
I have to know your thoughts on tonight, Dan. Matchup with the Arizona Coyotes.
I almost did a Detroit stack, to be perfectly honest with you. I was like, oh, hey.
Well, you could have joined me on the Detroit stack bus. I am straddling 2 games in kind of the worst way. So, as mentioned, Detroit playing Arizona. We know what Arizona is. We're not pretending that they're anything other than what they are. And I like Detroit in this spot. Detroit, I've loaded up on Tyler Bertuzzi, Lucas Raymond, and Moritz Seider, their leading defensemen, leading point scorer defensemen. All of them are super affordable. Tyler Bertuzzi, 5, Lucas Raymond, 54, and Seider is 42. So all things considered, that saved me all the money, not all the money, but some of the money that I needed to roster both Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl on the DFS slate, on the FanDuel slate tonight. Edmonton, coming home, they kind of got that greasy win that we normally see teams get after extended road trips. Now they are at home against the Chicago Blackhawks. And, we can't talk about how terrible the Chicago Blackhawks are. You know what? We could.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have enough time. That's for our 6-part miniseries. I also added Jesse Puljujarvi, so they occupy my top 3 forward spots. That leaves me 1 spot on defense, 1 utility spot, 1 goaltending spot. I went with Esa Lindell on defense. St. Louis playing at Dallas. Dallas does good things at home. I know that they've got a plethora of defensemen who do good things. Klingberg, Lindell, Suter. There's names I'm forgetting, but I'm just taking, this was a crapshoot. This guy, $4,000 salary fit into what I needed. So I like Dallas at home against the Blues. Hopefully Lindell factors into scoring. Evgeny Dadanov. I'm not passing. Burned once, learned twice. Knights at home versus Jackets. Jackets got past the Coyotes kind of somewhat undeservingly the other night. I think Vegas cruises. Dadanov now playing on the first line, getting power play minutes. 4,400. I couldn't pass it up. And then I know that I made fun of this guy last week, and I don't really have a valid point for saying this guy's going to do great tonight, other than Nashville really doesn't like to score, and that is They do some things all right, but for the most part, scoring isn't a priority. They'd rather play defensive shell. That should be enough to get Montreal at least a point in this. And if Samuel Montembeault can at least play average, he has a chance to win. So I took Samuel Montembeault 6,900, only goalie I could afford that I wanted.
Nice. So for myself, McDavid's playing. You gotta get McDavid in the lineup. That's kind of the golden goose right there. So I mean, Pujarvi, that's easy pairing. I got those two in my lineup. So with Brock Nelson as my other center at $5,700, just kind of out of necessity. Pectrangelo, like I said, on the back end. Moritz Seider, my two defensemen. I really like that. I like that pick. I went with Alex Nedeljkovic. Detroit's goalie. Is that Nedeljkovic? Over the Coyotes. Coyotes suck. That's probably my best chance. And then I have a really random stack. I don't know why. Sean Couturier at 7,000 or Joel Farabee at 4.4 or James Van Riemsdyk at $4,300. They're all projected for the first line in Philadelphia against the Bruins. I'm thinking we see a couple goals. And I'm hoping that maybe Philadelphia's top line produces tonight. I don't know why they all fell into my lineup, but I think sometimes you have to look a little bit of a discount on the fact that I'm paying, what's that, 15,000 for essentially the top line. If they get kind of a goal, a primary and a secondary assist, I'll be doing all right with that lineup. So that's how that worked out.
Damn. I was high on Philadelphia for a little while. I don't know. I feel like Carter Hart's got some issue.
Carter Hart can suck. Carter Hart can let in 12 goals. I just need those guys to get me 4 points between the three of them, and I'm happy. So,
all right. I was going to use that as a way of saying that the Bruins were going to dominate, but you're absolutely right. They could still score 7 goals and, lose if Carter Hart has a bad outing. So, you know what? Good luck to you. I hope it all works out. We got some overlapping pieces, so it feels like if one of us is going to be successful, it's going to be a good indicator that the other one's doing all right too.
Sweet. So that gets us to our Bettor Advice segment. So each week we take 100 theoretical dollars, we gamble it all away, we tell you about how much money we're making profit-wise. You listen to us, and you make money. I'm broke. It's week 3, 4? I'm down $200-$300.
I was doing all right. And that is, I think I had 2 and 3 weeks basically leading up to last week. Swept the board last week. So I'm sitting in a good position myself. As per usual, 3 picks. I mixed it up a little bit today, though. Mick, if you have 2 picks, then I'm going to go first. How many picks do you have?
I have 1, because I'm really boring. And actually, I'm at just, the coldest of cold streaks. My actual personal account is just, my payroll is just bleeding. Don't listen to me. I'm literally just doing lob shots to try and get into the pluses at this point, so.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm not averse to the occasional Hail Mary. I've taken a similar 3-pick approach as noted, but I mixed up. Rather than going 2 money line, 1 tie, I've gone 2 ties, 1 money line. I will start with the boring money line play. That is the Detroit Red Wings. I've wagered $40 that they beat the Arizona Coyotes. Detroit is actually very good at hockey. They have a good system. They are getting production. The Arizona Coyotes are not good at hockey. They do not get production, and they give up too much. So $40, $140 seemed fair on the Red Wings. Not a life-changing pick, but it felt like the right side to be on. So that's pick number 1. Pick number 2, Nashville Predators versus Montreal Canadiens. And these are actually both games we just talked about. However, Nashville versus Montreal. Montreal's not going to blow you out of the water. They have to play defensive to win. Predators they don't have to play defensive to win, but that's the brand of hockey they choose to play. This just feels like a trap them, get to overtime so we at least get a point game. Plus 300 is kind of the low end of the spectrum for overtime wagers, but I took $30 on that game to go to overtime. Similar, the exact opposite actually, and that is Boston versus Philadelphia. I do think it's a high-scoring game. I think this is going to be like 5-4 in overtime. So
Right.
I don't think either team has the gumption to pull away or get things done in regulation. Philadelphia has been better at home. And this one at plus 310, I bet it goes to overtime, 30 to win 93.
Nice. Yeah, for myself, kind of taking off your point, I do like Vegas over the Blue Jackets tonight. I think I was correct on them maybe last week, but lost the other part of my parlay. Oh, Blue Jackets. Or maybe I did that in real life and won some money. Anyways, I like Vegas to cover there, but I'm going to parlay them with the New York Islanders playing their very first home game of the season against the road dog Calgary Flames. I think big crowd, hyped crowd. Hopefully that home atmosphere changes the tides for the Islanders there. Keeps it close if they pull out the win. I'm putting all of it. Parlaying them together, it's like plus 212. That's it. That'll wipe my debt away. Is just throwing it all on those. So
I know. Yeah. Well, good luck. Nothing ever goes wrong when Mick puts all his eggs in one basket. So, but
yeah.
we do have to. We chatted a little bit about before we turn the microphones on. How bad is the Islanders planning that they couldn't even get their arena open for the start of the season? Then they have to travel around for the first 6 weeks of the season, waiting for their arena, which they've been building for however many years to be ready to be played in. Doesn't make any sense.
Not in the slightest. No, that's definitely some poor time management there. So construction workers, so lazy. So
I guess that is the silver lining, though, is that if our podcast doesn't work out, you and I could probably just go and be project managers for something, because it sounds like they have a pretty low threshold for what they actually have to do.
Yes, I met a couple of them. You got it. You got the. Can you sit there and like talk on your phone for most of the day?
I mean, that's asking a lot, but I probably could.
You're hired. Done.
Next project is mine.
6-figure salary. Can you handle that? You might have to work like 6-hour days a couple times, once in a while. Walk around with a hose if things get dirty. Well, you're asking a lot, but I guess I could. All right, enough of making fun of construction workers. Do you got time to win some cards?
Of course I have time to win some cards.
All right. Well, I might have found a Tim Hortons on my commute, and I bought so many hockey cards. I got 5 packs. All you got to do today is tell me the top 5, and there's actually 6 players. So 5 of the 6 players that were the leading point getters in the 2019 NHL playoffs, and you get a whole pack of cards for every right pick. There's 3 cards inside. What could be better?
Oh, man. Going back to 2019, how was the Blues year? Blues versus Bruins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Oh, but you know what? That was also the stupid playoffs, was it? Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't the stupid one. Never mind. All right. So, starting again, just going to try and grab some low-hanging fruit here. There's got to be a Bruin on the list. Did David Pastrnak make the list?
At 5th with 19 points, David Pastrnak is on the board. So ding, ding, ding. 1 right answer. 5 to go.
I don't think that we could talk about David Pastrnak without talking about his line mates. I'm going to hope one of them, the other 2 is there. Patrice Bergeron.
Ooh, that is your first X of the day. Oh, that's no good.
Brad Marchand.
Hey, he's the first. At 23 points, Brad Marchand is on top of the list.
Okay. Blues. Who was a good Blues skater that year? I know Big Rig, and that is Patrick Maroon, had some timely scores, but I don't think he was a team leader. And I also don't think Vladimir Tarasenko was. But I can't think of who else would have scored. You know what? Tempest bucket. I'm going Vladimir Tarasenko.
That is the second X of the day. Oh, no, that's not looking so good. So we still have, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 names, 2 strikes. Can Grant run the table?
All right.
Okay, actually, Tarasenko was 8th with 17 points. So I was making it like, what? You're fine. Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that Alex Pietrangelo figured into the scoring. Alex Pietrangelo, please be in the top 6.
Ding, ding, ding. Tied for 6th. With David Pastrnak at 19 points, he is there. So that is 3. That means we have 3 left. Can Grant get him?
Ooh, probably not. Definitely not. Um, there's got to be another Blues forward up there. But I can't think of who else it would be. If not Tarasenko, then who? Maybe that's a philosophical question we can delve into in next week's podcast. You know what, I'm going to just say Patrick Maroon. For the sake of moving on, did Patrick Maroon make it?
That is a big X. It was not Patrick Maroon. Going from the bottom to the top, you missed number 4, Jaden Schwartz with 20 points. Logan Couture at 20 points, so that's weird. And Mr. Conn Smythe himself, Ryan O'Reilly at 23 points, was actually tied with Brad Marchand for the lead in points that playoff year. So you got 3, there's 5. Which 3 would you like?
Ooh, you know what? Let's make it a mixed sandwich. I'll take the middle 3.
Middle 3, all right. All right. Now I gotta open these quickly. Should have done this pre-show. Boop! Let's see what Grant won. It's pretty exciting. Ugh. This is gonna be the longest part of the podcast. Yeah, there's a puppy dog. All right, see how we did. So first pack of cards. First card, we get Sergei Bobrovsky.
Mr. Gulag himself.
And then if we pull from the back here, we get, who's that? David Pasternak. Oh.
Ooh, that full circle type of moment.
And another David Pasternak, the gold card.
Is that something?
I think the golds are the rare ones.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
So it's yeah, look at that. It sounds like a David Pasternak set. Huh, good for you.
Look at me go.
You and your Bruins love, so I don't even want that. I don't even want that card. Why would I even want that card? Stupid Grant taking that card. Open all the.
You know what? I can't wait to go trade these with greasy little kids at Tim Hortons. Do they still do the trading day?
I don't know. Is that COVID friendly?
I don't know, but I know that they used to do a trading day, so I'm gonna go find some. If not, I'm just gonna start a Facebook event. Grant's Trading Day. Pick a random Tim Hortons.
Oh, look at this. Here we go. Look at this. Second pack of cards. We get Quinn Hughes, Mr. Canuck defenseman himself. On the back here, we've got Jeff Petrie. So, big physical defenders. That's what I think of when I think Jeff Petrie, Quinn Hughes. And then our middle card, a red, which is again rare, Kyle Connor.
Oh, yeah.
So,
jackpot.
Grant's crushing it right now with these gold and red cards. I wonder if he's going to get this last one.
I bet you it's a 1-of-1 Connor McDavid. I don't think Tim Hortons does that, but
no. They have
I'm holding no hope.
Gold McDavids.
I really want to Google it.
Yeah, Google it.
Rareness of Tim Hortons cards.
I like them. I like that they're good quality. They've got the hollow to them. I think they're just so mass produced, so and they're probably not worth. They're like $5. I think I paid $5 and got an Austin Matthews gold because I didn't want to open packs for the next 3 weeks. So, this is like Grant's pack right here. Look at this. His main man, Nick Suzuki. Look at these Canadians you're racking up here. On the back, we've got, let's see, Nathan McKinnon. Ooh. And look at that. A red Quinn Hughes.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. What was the other red one you got?
Pasto, I think, was red.
Connor.
Kyle Connor
and a gold.
Red.
It's not bad. Should we find out what I had to not get?
Yeah, I want to see what you get. Maybe we can even finagle a trade here. I don't know what kind of mood you're in.
I'm always up for trading, so we got some high leverage cards going on here. So I was really excited. Yesterday I bought a pack, and my first card that I pulled out was John Tavares, and I was like, done. These are the best cards of all time. And I was like, fuck you, Tim Hortons. You knew it.
Oh, Tim Hortons, you dirty little bitch. You know me so good.
Oh, look at that. I got a Darnell Nurse.
Oh, that's a good one.
Looks like it was just regular. Oh, I got a photo finish. Steven Stamkos winning the Stanley Cup for the second time in his career. And my last card, Bo Horvat. So, all right. I hate those photo finishes. And I have like 4 or 5 of them right now. I might have spent a lot. I was like, how many hockey cards can I get? Thinking they're going to say like 2. It was much. They were like, any number. And I was like, like 20 packs.
Infinity.
Just keep bringing them out. I got Pierre-Luc Dubois. Ooh.
Oh, the Grey Jets jersey, too.
Behind him, we got a Nick Suzuki. Oh, and what a great pull to end our Canada Puck podcast. Who else do you want than a gold Frank the Tank himself, Brady Tkachuk?
Man.
Sweet. All right.
Friend of the show, Brady Tkachuk.
Brady Tkachuk.
I'm just going to start calling everybody a friend of the show until they actually come on the show.
Huh, all right, so I got some penny sleeves here. I'm going to protect some of these cards. I don't know if they're worth anything, but they're worth something to me, damn it.
Yeah, and that means a lot.
Yeah, it means a lot. So there you go. So, I don't know. Any of those cards jump out at you? You're like, man, I really need that card.
Not all the ones that you picked. But I am looking forward to my red Kyle Connor and gold David Pastrnak. I don't know what I'm going to do with them.
It seems nice. What do I do? What should I opened a set earlier because I might have definitely lied to the lady that gave them to me this morning and stole a set from Tim Hortons, so I feel kind of bad about that, but oh well.
Tim Hortons has been stealing out of the worker man's mouth for years, so
yeah, it's true.
You're like a Robin Hood.
It's true. That's it. So cool. Yo. So with that, Grant, I think there's only one thing left.
There is only one thing left, and my phone might die any minute, so I really hope that we can get to this. And you know what? I dug through the depths of, like, the Mariana's Trench of hot lady profiles on the internet, and I landed on some Siberian beauty, and again, very close to home, like, girl next door type following, 5,700 followers. Apparently, she's a little braggy in her profile here, if I'm being honest. 160K on TikTok, she says. I don't care about that. I'm not one of those TikTok guys. However, Vasha Sasha, and that is VASHA _ SASH, and then there are 4 A's. 4 A's. But you got to see some of her videos, Mick, because I tell you, the things that she does on these, like, decline benches and what she's doing to this thing on, I don't even know what that is. Maybe it's a punching bag. But anyways, Vasha Sasha is all right. And I hope to God that she finds her way out of Mother Russia, because there are greener pastures out there.
There sure are. Yeah.
Probably just ended up on, like, Vladimir Putin's hit list, but I mean, we love Russia.
We love the Mother Russia. Very nice. How much? Oh, I don't think that's Russian. So.
Close.
Nice. Yes. With that wraps up quickly, I might add. No,
yeah,
good job.
We're
good job, team.
Way under time. Good for us. We made it.
That's it. Sweet. So with that wraps up another week. Hopefully you're ready now for the week that is hockey, at least the Saturday night that is, I guess, more specifically, which is important because we need to build up that bankroll a little bit so you can gamble it all on football tomorrow.
And then lose even more money on Thursday football, where those games will make even less sense.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best ever. We should all gamble all the time because it's great. Yeah. Mr. Gold Pasternak. Sweet. So with that, is that everything? Do we say anything else? I forgot how to end the show.
Well, we will tease that next week is probably going to be our special episode because American Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we have it in us to do a live record or you know what? The world is our oyster. I don't even know all the production terms, but it's going to be a special episode. But we got nothing left for today. Party on, Mick.
Party on, Grant.
See everybody next week.